This video series has been made for the preparation of SEE exams or grade 10 exam subject science. In this video series, we have been solving questions of previous board exams. Now we are going to discuss SEE examination 2075 province 1 question paper. We are going to discuss group B now. Group A and group C have been done in previous videos. We are going to start with this question now. Question number 11. Write two differences between systemic and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation is the circulation between heart and body parts. Circulation of blood from heart to body parts and body parts to heart. Whereas pulmonary circulation is the circulation between heart and lungs. Circulation of blood from heart to lungs and lungs to heart. Systemic circulation, in this circulation, oxygen is carried to body cells and carbon dioxide is carried back by blood. So it does distribution of oxygen, nutrients to the body parts and carrying back carbon dioxide and waste materials. So this is for distribution. So systemic pulmonary circulation, in this circulation carbon dioxide is carried to lungs and oxygen is carried back to the heart by blood. So it does purification of blood. Systemic pulmonary circulation is mainly for purification of blood. Systemic circulation is distribution and pulmonary circulation is purification. So next question is, which process is represented by given chart? According to that process, write down the differences between 44 plus xx and 44 plus xy. So the chart shown here represents sex determination in human being at the time of fertilization. Sex determination in human being. Now we have to write down the differences between 44 plus xx and 44 plus xy. 44 plus XX, this chromosome composition represents female baby. This is the chromosome composition of female. 44 plus XY, this is the chromosome composition of male baby. 44 plus XX, it is homogametic. Females are homogametic because same types of gametes are produced. XX, both are XX. These are sex chromosomes. XX gametes are produced, so homogametic, same. Homo means same, and constitute 50%. So this composition makes up 50% in this. Among 4, 2 are 44 plus XX, that is why it is 50%. Whereas this is 44 plus XY is heterogametic because two different types of gametes are produced. Okay, X and Y. So this is heterogametic and constitute 50%. Among these 4, 2 are 44 plus XY. That is why it makes up 50% in total. So these are the two differences between 44 plus XX and 44 plus XY. Now we are going to discuss this question. Write any two functions of organic fertilizers. The two functions of organic fertilizers are it increases fertility of the soil by nourishing microorganisms. Organic fertilizer nourishes microorganisms, so the fertility of the soil is retained and it is increased. And next point is it increases water holding capacity of the soil. Water holding capacity means retaining more water in the soil. Now next question is, write two differences between action and dendrite. Action and dendrite, these are the branches coming out from cell body of neuron. Cell body of neuron. Neuron is the nerve cell. So action is a thicker and long branch emerging out of cell body of the neuron. Okay, and dendrites are thin and short branches emerging out of the cell body of neuron. So dendrites are thin and short, whereas action is long and thick, and it is only one. So here in this case, Now, action, it takes away meshes or impulse from the cell body. The function of action is to send away meshes to another neuron, whereas dendrites, there are many dendrites, they receive the meshes or impulse, and these meshes is uh, passed to cell body. So dendrites receive meshes and action sends away meshes. So these are the differences between action and dendrite. Now we are going to see the next question, that is from biology part again. Write any two differences between drone B and worker B. Drone B is a fertile male in the beehive, whereas worker B is a sterile female in the beehive. Fertile male means it can do reproduction, it is able to do reproduction, whereas sterile female worker bees cannot do reproduction. Drone bee, its function is to fertilize queen bee while mating. The only function of drone bee is to fertilize queen bee, whereas worker bee does all the functions in the beehive. Among them important are it feeds other bees and collect pollen grains and make honey. These are the functions done by worker bee. Now the next question is, why is meteor generally finished before reaching the Earth's surface? Meteors are generally small pieces of metallic or stony matter. These are solid heavenly bodies. While falling down through the atmosphere, they get burned due to friction with air molecules. They fall with a great speed, 70 km per second. So they get finished by burning because of small size and great speed while falling down. So meteors, if they are coming closer to the earth, then gravity of the earth pull them down, and while falling through atmosphere there occurs friction between meteor and air molecules, and that causes burning of meteor, and they fall with a great speed, and that causes severe burning, 70 km per second. So they get finished by burning in the atmosphere only because of their small size and the severe burning due to the great speed while falling down. So this is your answer. And we are going to see next question, that is, write the balanced chemical equation between aluminium metal and dilute hydrochloric acid. Mention the type of chemical reaction with the reason. You have to give reason also. So balanced chemical equation is aluminium plus 2Al plus 6HCl, 2AlCl3 plus 3H2. This is the chemical equation for this reaction. So this is single displacement reaction because aluminium has replaced hydrogen to form aluminium chloride and hydrogen. This is single displacement reaction. Aluminium has replaced hydrogen and it has formed aluminium chloride and hydrogen. So this is single displacement reaction. Displacing aluminium is replacing hydrogen to form these products here. Yes, so this is single displacement reaction. Now the next question is, write the structural formula of glycerol and write any two uses of ethyl alcohol. So this is the question. A glycerol trihydric alcohol, its structural formula is this. It is made from propane because 1 to 3 carbon atoms. Yes, 3 OH functional groups are linked with carbon over here. Yes, so this is trihydric alcohol, glycerol. And the uses of ethyl alcohol, it is used to make alcoholic beverages, ethyl alcohol. And next uses, it is used as thermometric liquid. So the two uses of ethyl alcohol are to make alcoholic beverages and thermometric liquid. So these are the uses of ethyl alcohol. And the next question we are going to do is question number 2. Question number 2. Kathmandu lies at higher altitude than Biratnagar from sea level. Where does an object has more weight between two places? Give reason. From this formula, since G proportional to 1 by R square, formula of acceleration due to gravity. The value of g is smaller in Kathmandu as r is bigger due to high altitude. So Kathmandu, this is center of the earth. Kathmandu is at the greater height than Biratnagar. So the r is radius is bigger, okay, and it makes the value of g smaller, whereas value of g is greater in Biratnagar as radius is smaller due to low altitude. So Biratnagar is much lower, closer to the center of the earth. That is why radius is smaller and it makes the value of g greater. Now again, from this formula of weight W equal to mg, if g is greater, weight will be greater. If g is smaller, weight will be smaller. So weight of an object is less in Kathmandu as g is smaller compared to Biratnagar. Okay, the weight is less in Kathmandu, and it is more in Biratnagar as g is greater here. In Biratnagar, the value of g is more, so the weight is more, because in this formula m is the mass of the object. Mass of the object remains same, and the only factor which makes difference here is g. Okay, if value of g is more, weight is more. If value of g is less, weight is less. So this is your answer. Now the next question is, in the context of Nepal, hydropower should be given more priority rather than fossil fuel. Why? Justify with two reasons. So this is your question. So in our country, hydropower should be given priority because fossil fuels are expensive, as these have to be imported. We have to buy it from other countries. The hydropower is cheap source of energy because water resource is in plenty, because our country is second richest country in the world in water resources. So hydropower is cheap source of energy, although it is expensive in the beginning because establishment of hydropower plant is very expensive affair, but it can give service for hundreds of years. Okay, that is why it is cheap in the long run. Okay, and the raw material needed for this source of energy is cost free for us. It is available in rivers and the streams of our country. So hydropower is a pollution free source of energy. So the second reason is hydropower does not cause pollution. It is environment friendly source of energy. That is why it should be used. It is pollution free source of energy. Now the next question we are going to see is, what happens if egg is kept in beakers containing pure water and saturated salt solution? So the egg is kept in pure water will sink into the bottom because the density of egg is more than density of pure water. Because of density, more density of egg, it sinks into the water, whereas egg kept in saturated solution will remain floating because density of egg is less than density of saturated salt solution. So if the egg is kept in saturated solution, it remains floating because the density of saturated salt solution is more than egg. So this is the reason. Now question number 5, mention any two reasons of using nichrome wire in electric heater. The two reasons for using nichrome wire in electric heater are: number 1, it has a high melting point as high as 900 degrees Celsius. It can be heated up to 900 degrees Celsius. And next point is it has high resistance. So nichrome wire gives high resistance, right? And another reason is nichrome wire can be used in open air in presence of oxygen. So you can write any two from this. Write any two characteristics of modern periodic table. The characteristics of modern periodic table. Modern periodic table is made on the basis of increasing atomic number of molecules. The arrangement of molecules is done on the basis of increasing atomic number. And number 2 is there are subgroups A and B in the table for each group except group 0 and group 8. So elements are divided in subgroup A and B except in 0 group and group 8. So these are the two characteristics of modern periodic table. So with this, we finished discussion of group B. We have finished discussion of group B.